choose your ideas carefully, consciously, and find people to create ideas together. Because if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Hi, today I'm going to be continuing the video from yesterday, and I would like to talk about creativity again, once more. And I had an interesting conversation with a neighbor of mine. He's like a couple of years younger than me. And as I look back on my yesterday's video when I was talking about acting upon your ideas, you also need to understand that as you create your creativity process, you understand your creativeness and your creative ideas, you need to start managing them. And that means that not all ideas are great ideas, but some ideas deserve to be created even though they don't look worthy of creation at the moment. And when you are like deciding what you want to create, you need to understand that there's like you have limited amount of time. And a comment from my YouTube video from a couple of days ago reminded me of that. You have like, let's say you have thousands of ideas in your lifetime. You need to narrow it down to the important ones, and then you need to actually decide which of these ideas you would like to invest your time, money, willpower in, right? And that can be a double-edged sword. Creativity is a double-edged sword because it's easier to just get a job and work for like most of your life to have everything you wanted if you have a good enough job. Because creativity does not equal money. Creativity does not equal wealth, happiness. Because a lot of creative people are miserable most of the time when they are not succeeding. That doesn't mean that the success doesn't outweigh the process of doing and creative work, but you know, let's say if you don't have the money right now, you only have time, you can decide to invest time into some idea. But as you get money, sooner or later you will, and you have something saved up, let's say $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, right? You need to decide which ideas are worthy of your time and money. And if the ideas you want to create are big enough, they will need eventually some funding. And now you can get funding from other people and be, again, a part-time worker for them by creating that idea, which is, I think, in my opinion, the best way to create. Because as you sacrifice your own money and time, isn't it better to just sacrifice your time and willpower, not also money, right? Because your ideas will suffer if you have limited amount of money. So, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to get funded for every idea, but you know, when you want to go far, you go together. When you want to go fast, you go alone. And as much as a idea of doing everything alone is appealing to myself and probably to you too, you need to understand that you only get a limited amount of time on this earth, and in that time you need to make as much money as possible, sadly, to have the best life possible. I'm not saying that you need a lot of money to have a nice life, but you know, creating ideas costs money. And that's what I mean with double-edged sword, with creativeness. I also have like a couple of ideas for apps, right? Like apps for phones or digital platforms and stuff, and like products, and I want to create, but there's like always a struggle to decide which one I want to do at that time and which one is worthy of my money. And my process of that is like, can I do it alone? Yes, okay. Is it worth it to sacrifice $1,000, $10,000 for an idea to not succeed? Well, if you have $10,000 and the idea you want to create is $10,000, you only have one shot. But if you have $100,000, 1 million, $10,000 is not a big like investment in a way, right? If the idea succeeds, you always need to understand that what if it doesn't succeed? I'm not saying you need to align with that frequency, but you need to be conscious enough of your ideas that you can understand that if it doesn't go right, what will you do, right? So getting funding for ideas is probably the best way to create, even though you are giving up equity in a sense. And like, as I said, I'm deciding which idea I would like to create based on the money, based on how many people I need, and based on how ready am I for this idea. Because you might not be able to create that idea right now. You may be too young, you may be too, I don't know, too closed up, or I don't know. Like a friend of mine on Mount Kilimanjaro, when I was like summiting it, she said, "We are ready for this right now," right? And sometimes you don't know you are ready, but when you know you are, you go and get it. So people don't summit mountains when they know they are not ready. They might think they're not ready, or they know they are, but they're never certain that they are not able to summit it and still go up, right? I mean, crazy ones do, but you get the idea, right? So being conscious about your creative process is important. And like I said, creativity is a double-edged sword. So I'll be continuing that idea sooner or later. So like, choose your ideas carefully, consciously, and find people to create ideas together. Because like I said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together, right? So thank you for watching, and I see you tomorrow.